Our planet is full of beautiful places. One of those, very special ones, is the Valley of Wallendar, the town of Schoenstatt, in Germany. Here, it seems that God wants to show us a piece of heaven on earth. The wild flowers beautify the vast fields and sway to the rhythm of the fresh breeze, while the birds sing songs of freedom. At sunset, the sky is painted with the unique colors that only the palette of the Creator can accomplish in such a beautiful masterpiece. The word Schoenstatt means beautiful place. A 28-year-old priest, Father Josef Kentenich, opened a new way for the students at the Palatina Seminary in Wallendar, Schoenstatt, to follow Christ. In the turmoil of his generation, Father Kentenich discovered God's call. Father Kentenich invited the young students to place the abandoned cemetery chapel in the Schoenstatt Valley at Mary's disposal. And by their love and dedication, their self-education and prayer, asked her to initiate from that little chapel a new opportunity of faith and love, so necessary in our church and the world.
So the first milestone is a very deep decision of faith of the founder, Father Kentenich, that he accepted and he believed that God wants to start something new.
This simple act was the first covenant of love sealed with the Blessed Mother in the Schoenstatt Chapel on October 18, 1914. With the same spirit, this covenant has been repeated millions of times all around the world by numerous people who have been touched by the graces of Mary in her Schoenstatt shrine.
So Schoenstatt for me is an option of life. It is a place where you can share your faith, your ideals, and also share your life as it happens. Because you're surrounded not only by your own family, your wife and kids, but also by a big family, which are the members of the Schoenstatt family. Not only the place you live, but also wherever there's a shrine, our common house.
Soon, all high ideals of Father Kentenich and the boys were put to the test to the highest degree through World War I. Who could have ever imagined that this peaceful land would be attacked by the winds of war, and that the boys would be sent to combat?
Father Kentenich was a great pastor. He had a great capacity to understand every soul. He had a great understanding of everyone's difficulties, for their struggles and failures. And at the same time, he helped each one to discover his or her greatness and vocation, so they may be fulfilled and happy.
On this heavy confrontation of the mighty ones on the earth, the covenant which Father Josef Kentenich sealed with the Blessed Mother seemed totally insignificant, concealed. But the faithful response of Father Kentenich and the boys proved that they were able to respond in a heroic way to Mary's invitation to become saints in their daily lives. Thus, a lay movement with a solid Marian spirituality began to develop and grow. So, Schoenstatt started to spread throughout Germany. Many were interested in joining this lay movement, committed with the Church and the world.
We are in the core ecclesial shrine, which has a special mission for the Church and for the world. We want to collaborate in forging a covenant culture in the midst of this world. May our daily life become like Mary's life.
But Schoenstatt had to endure the consequences of Hitler's regime. Father Kentenich was put in jail and later on sent for 3 years to the concentration camp of Dachau.
Father Kentenich's attitude was very clear. We must be ready. When something difficult is about to come, therefore, we crown the Blessed Mother. The first Schoenstatt crowning took place on December 1939. The crown was presented in the original shrine. It's still there to express, "Dear Blessed Mother, Thrice Admiral, we trust in you. You are the Queen. You will conquer. Protect our people."
Often risking his own life, he never stopped at the service of others.
2 Gestapo officers came to Schoenstatt. "Father Kentenich, you will follow us now."
A few years after his liberation from the concentration camp, Schoenstatt and Father Kentenich faced greater challenges. The Church tested Father Kentenich's faithfulness and that of the Schoenstatt movement.
En el Concilio Vaticano II se produjeron críticas muy duras a la forma de cómo había actuado el Santo Oficio.
As part of this time of trial, Father Kentenich lived in Milwaukee for 13 years, 1952 to 1965.
Pasa el tema a la Congregación de Religiosos.
The subject was sent to the Congregation for Religious, and later the Bishop of Munster declared his willingness to incardinate Father Kentenich in his diocese and give him total freedom to work.
Para que él vuelva a la obra.
In 1965, in an audience with Pope Paul VI, Father Kentenich was given back to the Schoenstatt family as its founder and spiritual father.
El padre regresa a Schoenstatt el 24 de diciembre.
Father Kentenich returned to Schoenstatt on December 24th, after having the audience on December 22nd, illustrated by the famous photo where he's giving the chalice to Pope Paul VI.
Al Papa Pablo VI.
Before this event, he held the famous conference about the gift of the shrine in Rome, which he offered the Pope. He made the diocesan priests responsible for the shrine. From the moment when he returned to the original shrine on December 24th, we speak about the miracle of Christmas Eve. Out of courtesy and kindness, after stopping in Frankfurt, he stops in Limburg to greet the provincial superior of the Palatines and bid farewell.
He returned to Schoenstatt, Germany, where he devoted his strength to the international Schoenstatt family from early in the morning till late in the evening, until he passed away in 1968.
On June 9, 1968, the Adoration Church was dedicated, but Father Kentenich could not be present because he was ill. For us, his presence was important because the church was his promise as a sign of gratitude to Mary for protecting Schoenstatt from National Socialism and the war, since nothing was destroyed, especially the original shrine.
Und dann im Krieg gegenüber, dass nichts kaputt ging, ja? Vor allem das Heiligtum nicht kaputt wurde.
For that reason, we wanted Father Kentenich to celebrate Mass in the Adoration Church.
Einmal da zelebriert in der Kirche.
It was a profound experience that he celebrated Mass on September 15.
He died in the Adoration Church on Mount Schoenstatt, his final resting place, too. Today, thousands of pilgrims visit the original shrine and other Schoenstatt shrines all around the world, seeking to respond to Mary's and Jesus' call to become saints and evangelize wherever they are, where they live or where they work.
Schoenstatt es mi vida.
Schoenstatt is my life. It is my mission, and that mission is to announce Mary, to extend her kingdom, that her Son Jesus reign in our hearts, in our families, in our work, in everything we do. For this reason, Schoenstatt is not reduced to spiritual work or parish work, but rather it also encompasses the development of the human person as a social being, an integral part of society.
All over the world, over 200 Schoenstatt centers have been erected. The focal point of each one of them is an exact replica of the original shrine in Schoenstatt.
Schoenstatt is for me passion. Schoenstatt is for me youth. Schoenstatt is for me a new person with the Blessed Mother bringing her to everybody. The Pilgrim Mother going to the outskirts, to everybody, to change the hearts, to bringing the graces of Jesus.
Many people are certain that the Blessed Mother heard his petition on October 18, 1914, and sealed a covenant of love with Father Kentenich and the boys. In that moment, the Schoenstatt Movement was truly born.
Schoenstatt has given me strength through my college studies. Thanks to Schoenstatt, I have gotten a lot closer with my family. The Virgin Mary, as my second mother, has brought me a lot closer to my sister.
I love Virgin Mary.
Despierta ante nosotros la luz de tu mañana.
After 100 years, today, we remember Father Kentenich, founder of the Schoenstatt Movement, for his immense legacy as a father in a world that lacks a father role, and his love of the Blessed Mother as the best way to come to Jesus.
Avanza, reina, avanza.